To begin, we really want to highlight the important dates for this winter 2027 course intention period. So if you have a notebook on you or you got your phone, mark this down right now. You can also screenshot it. August 17th to September 18th, 2026 is when you'll be able to submit your course intentions for winter 2027. We're going to walk you through this process right now, but essentially you'll need to go into your My Service Hub account to make your course intention selections. So I'll give you 2 seconds here if you want a screenshot, and then I'm going to switch the slide. All right. So our agenda for today is to talk about the course intentions process. We'll go over important dates and deadlines as well. And then, like our first pre-orientation session, we'll be going into breakout rooms to discuss degree requirements and your first year courses for the winter term. And we'll do a bit of a question and answer period and also check in about your fall term enrollment. All right, we will jump into the course intentions process now. So what exactly is course intentions? This is a mandatory process at TMU where you can request the courses that you wish to take in the upcoming academic term. So for this upcoming period, you're going to be selecting courses for the winter 2027 term. It's the first step in the enrollment process, and as I mentioned, it is mandatory. So all students are going to be required to do this process. You can always switch your course intentions later during the enrollment period. I know we got a lot of questions submitted before this session wondering if you can make changes. So yes, you will be able to make changes if you wish. But again, this will be mandatory and you will need to submit your courses. If you're a student who receives OSAP, you'll receive your confirmation of enrollment in a timely manner if you are someone who submits your course intentions. This lets you get an earlier receipt of your funds. By doing your course intentions, you also receive confirmation of eligibility for TMU's Career Boost program earlier, and you'll maintain one of the eligibility criteria for keeping a renewable entrance scholarship if that applies to you. And for more information, we do have a TMU main course intentions page that has all of this necessary information. So please head to that page so you can review it for yourself. And these slides will be shared afterwards if you want to click that link as well. So I'm going to pass it to Caitlin now to keep walking you through this process.
Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. So why is it important to actually participate and complete your course intentions? The course intentions are meant for you to get a course schedule created for you by the university before open enrollment. They will give you a baseline schedule based on your course intentions, which you can kind of also think of as your course wish list for the coming semesters. It'll also give you access to the priority enrollment period to amend your schedule. So there is that open enrollment period where all students have access. But when you are a student that has completed course intentions successfully, you get access maybe a week or two before everyone else to ensure that you are able to make any changes that you want. Sometimes course intentions are not able to be accommodated. Here are some of the biggest reasons why. The first would be a student account hold block during the course enrollment period when course schedules are uploaded. For the most part, these account holds are based on outstanding fees. So perhaps you didn't pay your fall tuition on time and there is a block on your account. You want to make sure that your account is clear of any charges to ensure that your course intentions are successful. Another would be that course requirements such as prerequisites or co-requisites are not met. So if you want to take, let's say, a 200 level course and it needs the 100 that you haven't done, you will not be able to get into the 200 level class. Another would be a class schedule conflict. This is a bit more common during the course enrollment period, but we wanted to make sure that that is on your radar as well. Another factor is class enrollment is at capacity. Again, something that happens a bit more so during the course enrollment period, but it could also be a combination of one of the other reasons listed above. Another one that maybe just isn't on the screen would be that sometimes there are courses that are locked to specific students or specific programs during the course intentions period. This is just to make sure that certain courses have priority for their own students before allowing anyone else at the university to have access. So, for example, this happens a lot with liberal studies courses. Perhaps you want something like Psych 102 for your winter semester. You might get an error saying this course is not available to your program or plan, but that might just be because that the actual psychology program wants to make sure that all of their psychology program students get prioritized for that course first before they let every other student at TMU get access to that course. It is important to note that course intentions do not guarantee course enrollment. There might be a reason why you are unable to get into the course, but it could be one of the ones listed on the screen. Next, please. There are big drawbacks to missing course intentions, which again is a mandatory process for all students. The big one is that no course schedule is going to be made for you by TMU. Your peers that have successful course intentions will have a schedule, they'll have access to early enrollment, but you would not be able to see anything on your timetable for the upcoming semester. And you'd only be able to enroll during the open enrollment period. You don't have access to your specific enrollment, which means that there might be fewer options available to you, and you might not get your top choices. Sure, you are going to be able to keep things in your shopping cart and await your turn, but you never know. A course might end up becoming full by the time that you have access during open enrollment. Next, please. Now, again, when are the course intentions period for the winter semester? It would be running from Monday, August 17th to Friday, September 18th, 2026, and you are going to be required to submit or adjust your course intentions for winter 2027 only. It would be also important to note that for students in all three programs, you should have course intentions for your core required courses for the winter term. But if, say, for example, you came in with transfer credits and it might be something that you've already received, you might have been intended for a course that you've already received through transfer credits, reach out to your specific academic advisor for more guidance. Next, please. The course intentions process is actually something that we do on an annual basis. So generally speaking, students at TMU do their course intentions for both the fall and the winter, but because you only came in July or in August, you will only need to do your winter course intentions for winter 2027. Moving forward, you will be doing it for the entire academic year. This is just generally what the timeline looks like. So the first round of course intentions for fall and winter start in March. The next period to make adjustments would be in May for both fall and the winter. And then in August and September, that would be the course intention adjustment period for the winter term only, because at that point, the fall schedules would already be out. Next slide, please. And finally, for me, where do you access course intentions? So it would be in the same spot that you would access course enrollment. So you would be logging into my service hub and you can navigate it through my student center and the shopping cart, which are located here on the screen. And I believe there would be a tutorial linked as well. And now I'm going to pass it off to Laura.
Thanks, Caitlin. Okay, perfect. So how do we complete course intentions? So as Caitlin mentioned, it's very similar process to course enrollment. It's actually about the same. It just looks a little bit different when you search the courses, which I will show you in a minute. But the two key resources for you to complete this process would be referring to the undergraduate calendar for the calendar year that you're intending for. So for this instance, it would be the 2026-2027 academic calendar. And then your advisement report. So your advisement report, I know we talked about it a lot in the first session, but this is individualized to you and it showcases all of your degree requirements, what you've completed so far, what is still outstanding, and it's a great way to kind of track your progress through your individual program. So next slide. Perfect. So essentially how you're completing course intentions is you're selecting the correct term and following the enrollment process the same way as how you did it for fall. We do have a link for kind of a step-by-step breakdown of the course intention process, but I am going to quickly share my screen and just show you what you might see when you go to search for course intentions. Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. Okay, perfect. My service hub is up. Okay, great. So once you, as Caitlin mentioned, once you get to your shopping cart in your My Student Center, um, you can go to class search, similar to what you did for enrollment for fall. So first things first, you want to make sure you're searching in the correct term. So making sure that term does say winter 2027. And if I know that I need to take a lower level liberal in the winter, and the one I've chosen that I want to take is Soc 202, I know the subject is Soc, so I'll put it here, sociology. And then the exact number for that course is 202. That's my desired course, and I would hit search. And we can see that the green dot indicates that course is running in the winter 2027 semester. Something slightly different that you're going to see for course intentions that's different from enrollment right now is you'll see there's not any course information other than that the course is available. So you won't see things like the date and time that it's running or where it's located or the instructor information. That's just because that this course hasn't actually been scheduled yet. That comes out later, but you can add it to your wish list in your enrollment. And then your schedule will be automatically built for you. And then during the enrollment period is when you can make any changes you want to make. So that's what that would look like. So don't be afraid if you don't see all the information here. But I do want to point out something else. So when you do search for classes, if I'm searching for a CMN course and I search and I'm given no results, so I'm given the yellow triangle up in the corner that says there are no results that match your specified criteria, that's going to indicate that that course is not scheduled to run for that semester. So you'll have to find a different course option. But so as long as the course shows up and it has a green dot, you're able to enroll in it. And then I'll let Lauren flip back to the other presentation and we'll go from there. Perfect. So once you add the course to your shopping cart, you want to do exactly what you did for fall enrollment, which is clicking on the courses from your shopping cart and then finish enrolling. You do have to, even though you can't see the date and time, you do have to complete the enrollment. You do not want to leave courses in your shopping cart. This is something we tend to see often with students is that they think they're added to their shopping cart and that they're finished, but that's just part of the checkout. You do have to finish the actual enrollment process. So your shopping cart should actually be empty when you're finished your course intentions, and you should see under your winter 2027 class schedule your courses with green check marks beside them. This is just an example of an upper year ProCom student. So yours won't look exactly like this, but you should see your required courses that are there automatically for you, and then any elective liberal studies courses that you've chosen as part of your curriculum, you can add yourself and you should see that green check mark. And I think I'll pass it to Stephanie to go over some tips.
Thanks so much, Laura. Okay, so these are some hot tips. I'm starting with what Laura was saying is do not leave courses in your shopping cart. Again, cannot emphasize this enough. You want to follow through the complete process, make sure you see those green check marks, and those courses are out of your shopping cart and you're actually have submitted your course intentions. That's very important. Um, as well, like as I believe it was Laura who also mentioned, please review your academic advisement report on the Service Hub. So we have the link in the chat so you can kind of follow through those instructions. And that report will determine what you need and whether the classes you've intended for will indeed apply to your graduation requirements. So when you're looking at that report, if you see anything that appears in the non-applicable section and you're wondering, why is it not applicable? Why isn't it like does this not count towards my degree? That is the perfect opportunity to reach out to your respective academic advisor so that we can kind of answer your questions in terms of like, okay, maybe this is the reason, or maybe it isn't counting towards your degree. So it's better you know that now, of course, than after you've already completed the course and realize it's not applying to your degree requirements. So here's another tip. Try very hard not to intend for more courses than you need. So the more courses you add, there might be a greater risk of a time conflict between the classes when they're actually scheduled. So again, this is a little bit of a risk. I do understand sometimes students will want to add an extra course or two to their intentions just as a backup. But again, just be wary of the fact if you add too much, there might be some conflicts in the schedule when they are created later. So usually you will get your schedules if you do your course intentions, usually by the end of November, beginning of December for winter. So again, just again, a hot tip there. So as well, you must include your core required program courses in your course intentions in future years. So you're not automatically enrolled in these courses after your first year. So I think Caitlin mentioned when you look at your course intentions right now, you should be in your core required winter term courses as a first year student, because again, the university will only do that for you in the first year. You're always responsible for your electives, by the way. But again, starting next year, when you have the first opportunity to do your course intentions for second year, which will be in March, you will need to actually put yourself and submit for core required courses and electives. And don't worry, we'll send you a million reminders. We will definitely come around, probably do some class visits and make sure that you understand that process in the springtime. So it's not that you have to worry about it right now, but just giving you kind of a macro view of like how the process and timeline works. Okay, great. So next slide, please, Lauren. All right, so here are some important dates and deadlines. So we will be sharing the slide deck with you post presentation. But if you want to take your phones, if you're able to take a snapshot of this, these are important dates. So the first day of fall classes is the Tuesday. So again, Tuesday, September 8th. Do not come to campus on the Monday. It is a holiday. The university will be closed. So again, first day is a Tuesday this year. So just be mindful of that. The last day to add yourself to a wait list, a class wait list, if the course has a wait list, not all courses have wait lists, would be Wednesday, September 16th. The last day to add, drop, swap courses for the fall 2026 term would be Friday, September 18th. And you'll see that that's actually a very important date that you can see below. It's also the same day, again, to drop your course, get a full refund. And the last day to submit course intentions, as mentioned, for winter 2027. So after Friday, September 18th, it's not that you can't drop courses. You can. There are just some financial repercussions to that. So the last day to drop a fall course and get half a refund is Friday, October 9th. And the very, very last day to drop a course in good academic standing, there's no refund of fees by that point, will be Friday, November 20th. And that's also a very important date. Like if you find yourself at all struggling in the first term, and you should definitely talk to your profs, talk to us as your advisors, and you decide that there isn't a pathway forward, for instance, to pass that course, it is better and more strategic to drop it by Friday, November 20th, so it won't impact your academic standing, your GPA. Again, unfortunately, you won't get money back, but it might help preserve, again, your academic standing. So again, you don't have to memorize these dates, but if you take a picture, jot them down, put them into your calendars, we will always send some reminders out throughout the term as well, just to kind of make sure that you are aware of these important dates and deadlines. Okay, great. Next slide, please, Lauren. All right, so as many of you have probably gotten emails from us regarding academic orientation, which is mandatory. They are in-person sessions, so we highly recommend that you attend them. And if we can, just by show of hands, if you're comfortable, just put up your hand, either if you're on screen or through emoji. How many of you have registered so far for your respective academic orientations? Okay, that's looking good. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So I can see a handful of students have put up their hands so far. If you haven't already, we highly encourage you to do so. The registration link, Lauren, thank you for just pop that into the chat. So again, or academic orientation isn't just about hearing like the academic information that we're also sharing with you right now. It's about meeting the staff, meeting your teachers, meeting your fellow students, as well as getting immersed into what the culture will be for your programs and getting used to university before you actually start your classes. So I highly recommend if you are able to attend. Again, we're saying it's mandatory. I do understand sometimes students do work a lot and have other obligations, but if you're able to be flexible and move around those obligations to attend, we really would like to see you on those dates. So for creative industries, the orientation will be happening on Monday, August 31st, 9 to 4. That'll be in the engineering building. for graphic communications management also will be on Mondays, August 31st from 9 to 4. That will be in our GCM Heidelberg building. And professional communication will have theirs the following day on Tuesday, September 1st from 9 to 4. That will be in the podium building. And I believe they'll have a video posted, if not, to kind of show you directions of how to get there. It's a little tricky to get to the podium building, but again, I believe there will be a little bit more instruction to kind of direct you there. And I also do want to highlight for graphic communications management students, we also have an additional orientation for your parents and supporters and guardians, and that is taking place on Wednesday, August 26th at 1 p.m. And let me see if I can grab the link as well for you to kind of register for that. So please share that link with your parents and guardians. Again, this is for graphic communications management students specifically. We do like to offer a little bit of an extra session that where your parents and guardians can talk to our chair, talk to us advisors, and ask all those kind of parenty questions that maybe sometimes you're not sure what to ask. Your parents might definitely ask for you. Okay, so I believe let me get that into the chat for you. But other than that, I believe we're moving to breakout sessions shortly.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Stephanie. So that's the end of our general session, but we will be moving into breakout rooms now. Before we do that, we had put together a Q&A document from the questions that you all submitted when registering. So I'm going to pop that document in the chat right now, but we will also send it to you in a follow-up email. But we will open the breakout rooms now. So creative industry students, you're going to stay in this main room. You won't go into a breakout room, just stay here. For graphic communications management students, you're going to go into room 1, and then professional communication students, you will go into room 2. So let me just get these open, and then you'll be able to add yourself into them. All right. So the rooms should be open now. So please add yourself into your appropriate room. And again, creative industry students, just stay here.
And don't forget to stop the recording.
Yes, thank you.